Yeah, and the Valkyries are gonna be in the forest like... Of course they really don't give a...
そうだね。でも仕方がないよ。
トウコがあの子を仕留めなかったからだぞ。あんな小動物のように可愛らしい子が力をつけるなんて。なるほど。可愛い。そういうミサエさんだってあのおさげの子を撃たなかったんでしょ。
Oh?
あの二人はライバルなんだそうだ。その戦いに水を差すほど私は無粋じゃないよ。まあ、鈴宮先輩の妹にして早瀬先輩に続く我が僕の期待の星に。
大げさだよ宗像さん。だけどみんな楽しそうだったね。それはあれでしょ、あの三剣財閥のとんでもないセレブ姉妹がいるからでしょ。本当だよね。あんなジャングルグラウンドに作っちゃうんだもんね。だいたい町内丸ごと買い上げとか近隣施設全部借り上げとかさ、もうねスケールが違うのよ。スケール。
光月先生一人でも大変ですのに、神宮寺先生のご苦労は絶えませんね。あの人教育実習で来た時からめちゃくちゃだったからな。ほんと神宮寺先生もお気の毒に。
今回だって可愛い後輩の社会勉強のためになんて言うから来てみればほんと相変わらずですよ。
でも来た甲斐はあったわ。光月先生と正面からやり合おうって子たちが今の白陵にいたなんて頼もしい限りよ。でもまあそういう連中に限ってあの人に頭が上がらなくなるんですよね。
私たちみたいにね。そうそう、こうやって何かあるたびに呼び出されても断れないくらい弱みを握られるのよ。
確かにそうだ。でもあの子たちは3年生、下の学年はちゃんと育っているのかしら。そうだといいけど。
ま、あの先生がいる限り大丈夫なんじゃないですかね。
だといいわね。それじゃあそろそろ私たちも解散し。
はい。
先輩方、この後お茶でもいかがですか。それはいいな。先輩方の武勇伝もお聞きしたいし。それならチーズケーキはどう？最近お気に入りの店があるの？
あ、行きます行きます。
やれやれ、球技大会もやっと終わったか。しかしあの人の非常識さ、予想できない無機動作は障害になる可能性があるな。あれは失礼、これは一体何の騒ぎだ。
これはウォーケン教諭。私は夕日様とメイヤ様にお仕えする。
注意。
は
So... Why does Alfred have, like, very prominent, like, clear memories of Alternative? Because, like, clearly he can remember everyone's titles. Does he have, like, mixed memories in his head? Like, he has, like, almost like how what Hibiki had in The Day After, where he's, like, there's these vague recollections in his head, and he's, like, trying to put the pieces together, and that's what the whole notepad is for? I'm guessing it's something like that. And it would make sense, because in Alternative, Walken never actually had the chance to meet Yuko, which is why her name would be scratched off. But everyone else on that list, he would know about. Except for Kashiwagi. I mean, technically, the Valkyries were there, they just weren't in that moment. Well, like, it's whatever. I don't know what's going on with Walken there, but I'm very curious to see how that resolves. Man, can't believe those guys still had enough energy left over to throw a victory party. I'm all for celebration, but God, I can barely stand up at this point. Besides, I need some alone time anyway. Still gotta unpack everything I learned today. Right, I was just thinking, like...
奴はアルフレッド・ウォーケンは教師なんかじゃない。ある組織の諜報員だ。テロリストと共謀している。
What?
コードネームはハンター1。潜入工作を得意としている一流のスリーパーだ。
What's a sleeper agent?
市民になりすまして諜報活動をすることだ。
Wait, he's supposed to blend in? The dude sticks out like a sword.
俺も奴も共にエニグマを探している。
The Enigma? You know that word pops up in a lot of video games. It means like a person or thing shrouded in an aura of mystery, right? Like, you know, a guy who randomly reappeared in a universe or something. So what is this thing exactly?
わからん。
What?
何もわからないんだ。大きさも形も色も名前も何も。いや、実体があるものなのかどうかすらもわからない。だからエニグマなんだ。
So how are you supposed to find it then?
その手がかりを持っているのが奴なんだ。俺と奴がエニグマについて一つだけ分かっていること。それは、奴もそれを知っている。だからここに来た。俺は奴を追ってこの国に入り、独自調査をしながら監視していた。そして奴は、エニグマにたどり着くための重要な鍵となる人間を見つけたんだ。
The Mitsuragis?
三剣シスターズだ。
What? Mm-hmm. Sounds like a load of bullshit to me. According to Agent Sauber, Japan is a spy's paradise because there aren't really any laws in place to crack down on espionage. Apparently, shady operatives from all sorts of countries are constantly slipping in and out of here as they please. And right now, they're all in a frantic race to find this Enigma thing, which apparently has the power to change the world as we know it. Or would that be Kasumi? Or would it be Sumika? Because Kasumi, as far as I can from what we saw at the end of Alternative, still has like some recollection of her memories and whatnot. And, you know, of course, Sumika, it was her who actually, you know, reformed the world in Alternative. But then, of course, Takeru is the one who jumped between worlds several times. So I think either of them could be real possibilities. But I'm guessing if both the Mitsuragis are involved, then more than likely it's Takeru. The one thing I can believe, though, is that if something like that were to exist, the Mitsuragi Financial Group would definitely have a hand in it. And if it really is located here in Yokohama, then there's only one real conclusion to be drawn. The Enigma must be somewhere in this mansion. Yuki and Maya must have it. It's Takeru. I mean, I figured as much, but... which is the main reason I think this is all a load of bullshit. Why would they bring something that dangerous here and not leave it at their family estate? And even if there's a good explanation there, why the hell would they level an entire neighborhood and hide it in a giant mansion that sticks out like a sore thumb? Almost like they don't know, yo, that what you are. Crazy, right? No idiot's dumb enough to hide something so dangerously powerful in plain sight. Anyone with half a brain would realize they'd only be attracting more attention in doing so. There's no way they don't know what they've got either. Not if foreign intelligence agencies are calling it something that can alter the course of history as we know it. Even if there was some reason they had to do it this way, it just seems like such a flimsy solution, especially when you consider the kind of resources they're willing to expend on a stupid sports festival. I don't think May and you here are the kinds of people who'd risk letting us get wrapped up in something like this, unless this has all been an act since day one. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Logic just doesn't add up for me. Agent Sauber is convinced that Mr. Walken has all the answers. I think he's got the wrong idea entirely. I can see two possible scenarios here. One, Mr. Walken's just a normal teacher who doesn't know shit. Two, assuming he is a special operative, then he must be chasing a bum lead and the Mitsuragis aren't actually involved. Now, Mr. Walken being a secret agent is hard enough to believe on its own, but it's not the most outlandish thing I've heard. He definitely showed signs of military experience during boot camp, and he's certainly well versed in the particulars of combat. Pretty sure he didn't learn all that just from playing paintball. That's the main reason I agreed to tell Agent Sauber if I come across any more information about Mr. Walken, just to be safe. Earlier, when I was still feeling a little frazzled by all of this, I went up to Tsukiyomi and made an offhand remark about the NSA just to see how she'd react. Apparently, it really is an actual organization. I didn't press the issue further because I was worried she might start getting suspicious, but she did mention that the NSA operates under a veil of total secrecy, which definitely seems to add up with the vibes I was getting from Agent Sauber, so I think it's safe to trust him, at least for the time being. If he were going to hurt someone, he probably would have done so already. Well, I guess he did manhandle me a bit, but still. Great, this is just what I needed. But I still think he's wrong to suspect Mei and Yuki have an active role in this. The spies probably just jumped to conclusions based solely on the fact that they're the heirs to the financial group. I get why they'd make that assumption, but if they actually got to know the girls like I have, I'm sure they'd start looking elsewhere. That being said, though, still have the balls to ask either of them about it to make sure.
この話を俺以外の人間とする。
How come?
ハンター1がまだ俺たちが動き出したことを知らない。泳がせて情報を集めさせるんだ。
But wouldn't it be safer just to tell Maya and Yuhi about him? Then they could take appropriate countermeasures.
ああ、そうだろうな。だがその結果お前は消される。
What?
邪魔をする人間を生かしておくほど諜報の世界は甘くない。
You mean they'll kill me? But couldn't the police just...
そんなものではお前を守れない。現に奴の入国を許しただけでなく、暗殺だ。いつの間にか放射性物質を飲まされるとか、銃で撃たれるなんて、諜報機関はそんな足のつくような殺し方は絶対しない。不慮の事故に巻き込まれるとか。どうする？三剣シスターズにかくまってもらうか？どこに行くにも護衛をつけて、それが望みなら好きにしろ。だがお前の仲間たちはどうだろうな。お前が生き続ける代わりに。
But there's not even any proof that they have the Enigma, right?
今はな。だが時間の問題だ。
We should just ask them outright while we still can. You never know. This could just be one big misunderstanding. In fact, I'm sure that's what it is.
聞かれて素直に答えると思うか。二人がエニグマを持っていようがいまいが、知らないというに決まってる。そして結局警戒レベルが上がって、その理由はお前が余計なことをしたからだという情報が広まる。お前の、いや、お前の仲間たちの運命は変わらないだろうな。
Alright, sheesh. Keep my mouth shut.
それでいい。俺に協力すれば NSA が必ずお前たちを全力で守る。
I mean, you're not really giving me any other choice, so...
よし、お前たちに危機が及んだら必ず俺が助けに来る。
Ugh, what the hell have I gotten myself into this time? I mean, I'll probably be fine as long as I stay the hell out of it. Don't say a word about Mr. Walken or the Enigma. In fact, it's probably best that I try to forget about all this and just report anything I happen to notice to Agent Sauber when he asks. That way I can keep everyone safe from harm. Yeah, I'll just try to go about my business like nothing's changed. Ugh, no way in hell it's gonna be that easy. God damn it, dude. Alright. Knife attack! I'm never gonna... Oh, Jesus, that's a jump. Went from November 9th to December 15th? Okay. This game ain't playing around. It's just like, alright, this event's over. Next event, let's go. Okay. Morning, Maya. No, I'm sorry, in the process of waking up. But what are you doing here? Oh, gotcha. Thanks for looking out for me. But it's probably about time I got up anyway. Wait, so you fixed my sheets even though you knew I'd have to get up in 5 minutes anyway? Huh. Oh, no, don't worry about it. So, hey, shouldn't Sumika and Cosme be here by now? Or what could have happened? Think they ever slept? Yeah, I know. That much I can believe. Especially after the harsh scolding I gave them in the wake of the chainlock fiasco, when they rebuilt all the walls with a new prototype soundproofing material to keep Sumika at bay. I had to put a stop to that nonsense. It's having a really negative effect on my personal well-being. Which means they're also no longer allowed to sneak into bed with me. Waking up each morning to Sumika breaking down the door and screaming bloody murder was really starting to take its toll on me, both mentally and physically. I could almost feel the years being whittled off my lifespan. It was a dark time for me. In which case, I guess she really did sleep through her alarm clock. That's really weird. Well, not the fact that Sumika slept in, that much I can believe. But Cosme? That's pretty unusual. And if it were just Sumika who slept in, I'm pretty sure Cosme would just wake her up. You know, this whole day's feeling kinda unusual, actually. Isn't December 15th Takeru's birthday? Like, why is it so quiet? I've yet to see Tsukiyomi-san and her little trio. So, where's Tsukiyomi-san? An errand?
そうだ。別に不都合
Well,
何かあるのか？
nah, I'm good. To be honest, we may indeed have a bit of a problem. Did Sumika completely forget that tomorrow's Yuhi and Meia's birthday? Though I guess I'm not really one to talk, given that I kept telling myself not to forget, but totally did until just now. But I did take precautions in case I happened to forget. Namely, I told Sumika to remind me, but it looks like she forgot too. And now it's so down to the wire that we can't possibly throw together a party on such short notice without Tsukiyomi-san's help, and she's nowhere to be found. Oh, wait a sec.
どうした？
Huh? Oh, nothing.
もしや寝ぼけておるのか？
Could be. Maybe Sumika and Kasumi aren't home because they did remember and are out getting things set up. Though you'd think they'd at least give me a heads up in that case. Did this man forget his own birthday? Yeah, I don't know. All I can say for sure is that I'm in a bit of a pickle.
メイヤ、タケル様は起きられましたか？
No, there you are, Yuhi.
おはようございます、タケル様。
Now, I just noticed that Sumika, Kasumi, Tsukiyomi-san, and the others were gone, so I was wondering if you would be the same.
そうでしたか。それよりも食堂においでください。そろそろ朝食を取らねば遅刻いたしますよ。
Right, I'll do that. Looks like you're trying to solve a really hard math problem over there, Maya.
いや、そういうわけではない。これは自己反省だ。ここまで姉上に水をあけられるとは。
油断大敵ですよ、メイヤ。常に精進を怠ってはなりません。
全くお恥ずかしい限りです。この年になってまだこのありさま。
Dude, there's no need to reevaluate your life choices over something so trivial. Like, sure, I'll admit I got pretty excited when Yuki said she'd made breakfast for me. That excitement was short-lived as when I went downstairs I quickly learned that her breakfast was just a couple of microwave TV dinners. Which I guess is pretty impressive progress for a girl who didn't even know what a microwave was until a couple of weeks ago, and whose only other cooking attempts ended in explosive disasters. Still, I'm kinda surprised Tsukiyomi-san let you get away with that. Even if she wasn't around, they still had their whole culinary team waiting on standby. She could have just placed the order with them before leaving, but instead she made Yuki cook. Well, as much as pressing a couple buttons on a microwave qualifies as cooking. Even ignoring the possibility of it causing another horrible accident, I'm pretty sure that Tsukiyomi-san wouldn't allow Yuki to cook on the grounds that such menial tasks are beneath her.
私が申してたのです。料理しない立場だからといって、そこに甘えていてはいけないと。
Huh, well, color me impressed. Even something as simple as pressing buttons on a microwave is a huge first step in that regard.
その通りです。私もメイヤのことを言えません。この年になってこのありさま。
Speaking of which, it's your guys' birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
そうだな。かけるも明日だな。
Right. Well, for a couple of soon-to-be birthday girls, you sure don't sound very excited.
そうですか。誕生日を前に気持ちを新たにしたということについて、今までお話ししていたではありませんか。
I guess, but that's not really what birthdays are supposed to be about.
よくわからんな。
I mean, you know, think of all the cake, the presents, being surrounded by all your friends. Doesn't it get you super hyped for tomorrow? Like when you can't sleep the night before Christmas, so you stay up listening for reindeer on the rooftop. You guys don't feel that kind of excitement at all? Like, wait, what are you talking about?
その、ない。
They don't feel that excitement for them, because they're planning something for you.
タケルが思い描いているものとは若干異なるような気がするな。
Man, that's bizarre. Maybe I'm guilty of jumping to conclusions here, but knowing these two, I was expecting birthdays to be huge balls-to-the-wall extravaganzas in the Mitsurugi household. Okay, so what do you usually do for your birthdays?
そうですね。まずは届いた電報に目を通すところから一日が始まります。
Telegrams?
関連企業や取引先、各国の国王や大統領、首相、大使などから毎年祝辞が届くのだ。
私たちのためにお忙しい時間を割かれるのは恐縮だと毎年申し上げているのですが、増える一方で。
Well, I guess you could say that's a very Mitsurugi-style birthday tradition, in a way. So, how many telegrams did you get last year, for instance?
ざっと2000通は下らないでしょうか、姉上。
ええ、もっともそれは私たちの手に渡ったものに限りますが。
What do you mean by that?
あまり聞いて楽しい話ではないと思うが、このような機会は蜜剣に取り入ろうとする者たちにとっても都合が良いのだ。
Ah, the brown nosers, you mean. Yeah, you'll find those types pretty much anywhere you go.
ですが、そうした傾聴元への対処も政治もしくは企業活動における重要な要素だということは理解できます。
Gotcha. In other words, you don't really get much time to enjoy yourselves on your birthdays.
まあそうだな。しかし別に楽しくないということはない。各国に住む友人たちから手紙やプレゼントが届くというのはとても嬉しい。
So, do you have traditional birthday parties, or...?
幼少の頃は毎年盛大にお祝いしていただいたものですが、ここ数年は遠慮させていただいています。
昨今の社会事情を鑑みれば、私事とはいえあまり過敏な祝い事は不謹慎なのでな。
Gotcha. Let's just hope that money goes to charities instead. Fair enough. Must be kind of a bummer, though. I mean, sounds like it's not really your day to enjoy anymore, is it? They just have to smile and nod their heads while their family uses the occasion as a tool for corporate gain.
タケル、あまり悲観的に捉えないでほしい。そなたと感覚的なズレはあるのだろうが、我らにとってそれでも大切な日であることに違いはない。
No, I didn't mean it like that. I was just thinking out loud because I can't really wrap my head around it. My bad.
いや、話をすることは一向に構わん。そなたに理解してもらえることはとても嬉しく、大切なことだ。
メイヤの言う通りです。タケル様からのご質問を迷惑だと思ったことは一度たりともございません。
That's great. Okay.
しかし、
ん？
こうして考えてみると、今年の誕生日はこれまでの人生で経験したことのないものとなるのであろうな。
In what way?
メイヤ、そのぐらいにしておきましょう。あら、ナナさんからですが、少々失礼いたします。どうしましたか？
Huh. I didn't know that Yuki had a cell phone. Do you have one too?
ああ、持ってはいる。あまり使わぬがな。
Yeah, doubt you'd ever really need one when you've got Tsukiyomi-san waiting on you hand and foot all the times.
タケルは持っていないのか？
Nah, I'm sure it'd be nice to have one, but I've never really felt an urgent need for one. I mean, anyone I'd ever want to talk to I already see on a daily basis.
そうか。
お待たせいたしました。
姉上、何？
いえ、無事に投稿できているかどうかと心配でかけてきたようです。
Yeah, I don't blame her.
私たちは毎日問題なく投稿しているではありませんか。
I'm guessing she was more worried about whether we'd even make it out to the front door.
おっしゃる意味がわかりかねますが。
Like, maybe she thought you'd somehow find a way to initiate the microwave self-destruct sequence.
タケル様、意地悪を言わないでくださいまし。それにマナさんはそのことを。
Gonna finish that thought, or...?
いえ、何でもありません。それよりも、
Of
今
course.
度はタケル様の誕生日についてお聞きしたいですわね。
Me? I mean, they're usually pretty bog standard, but okay, I guess.